Welcome to Chapter 11. Now, I had promised to talk about national health care in this particular chapter, but I haven't talked about budgeting yet, and I've mentioned it a couple of times, so I want to address it right now. Understand that the federal government, each department within the government, gives what they think they need to run their department to the government. And then the government puts it all together and puts together a budget. And even if the government tells a certain department, this is what you have to spend, period, end of story. The problem is that unlike our household budgets, if you get $10 million and you only need 7, at the end of the year, seeing that you're only going to spend $7 million, government departments spend the other $3 million wastefully so that they can go to the government next year and ask for $10 million plus an increase. Please, did you follow me? How crazy that is? I was driving a cab in Chicago, and I was taking these problem children, high school students that were troublemakers, and they were in an off-campus facility. And the school was going to treat them to a movie, or was part of the agenda or whatever. So they ordered 3 cabs. Instead of 1 van, 3 cabs. And we drove past at least 10 showings of the movie they wanted to watch to a distant theater. And we dropped them off. And then after the movie, we were called to pick them back up. And I think the total bill was somewhere near the neighborhood of $250, $300. Mileage, extra people, the distance we had to go was a lot. I said, what gives? Why not go to the movie down the block? And the gentleman in charge said that if I don't spend this money that's in our budget, I won't get it next year. Now you think about all the government departments that we have, okay? You think about, let's say there was 10% waste in all departments. Let's just say there was 10% waste, and so they spent it wastefully so they can get it again and then some, plus 10% more the next year when the budget came through. The waste is in the billions, if not trillions of dollars. All right? That's not the way you budget. If we did that, if you had a budget of $10,000 for household, rent and upkeep, maintenance, heat, phone, electric, whatever, and you ended up spending less, wouldn't you celebrate? Wouldn't you maybe set it aside and go take a vacation? Now you wouldn't have to spend it. That's the point. In order to say next year you're still going to budget $10,000. And if you come up spending only 7, then you've got $3,000 twice set aside for whatever you want to do. And so the government does not spend wisely. That's why you hear stories about $350 toilet seats, $300 hammers, and all this other nonsense, because they have to spend the money. Now, what I'm going to recommend is that when every department in the government gets audited by an independent auditor, okay, and waste is found and is taken out, and it becomes a percentage of that waste that's found becomes a percentage of bonus money for for whoever discovered the waste. Let's put it that way, okay? Whether it's the auditor or whether it's someone, the chairman or the head of the department. I mean, look, that's silly. It's silly if you... It's mind-boggling what it is. I'm actually speechless right now because I'm thinking, how's anybody spend their money responsibly if that's the way they think? All right, that has to change. All right, and it's a simple change. It's saying it's holding everyone accountable, and if they don't want to be accountable, at least give them some monetary incentive. I mean, if you give them 10% of what they saved, it means we still saved 90%. All right, and that's better than what we've been spending now. And when you budget for the next year, again, if you want to say, more the next year, and then you don't spend it, you get your bonus, you know, I guess there's a way to, even to mess with that system, okay? But the fact of the matter is we all have to be responsible in some way as far as the people who are running the departments of our government, because it's crazy. It's a crazy way of looking at things and budgeting. My next chapter is going to be on the chapter I promised you last time, and that was national health care. Thank you for your time, and be safe.